So then what we've got, we have out, here are the PDFs. If I just there are the PDFs. These are the posts that promote the PDFs. They're the posts that are promoting these call to action, these 3 PDFs we've got here. That top one's just an open book. So to put this into perspective, we have got, we've had over 500 downloads of these posts, these PDFs, 5 weeks. And I know that is outstanding for a LinkedIn campaign. There's more, okay? If we, I talked about 30 posts, you could do 30 posts. So if you imagine for one call to action download, yeah, so you've got one PDF and you're going to produce some posts for that. You're going to produce 30 posts for that in your track. So one track's got 30 posts and all of those posts are promoting that and enabling that PDF to be downloaded. You've then got multiple social media platforms. So 1 times 30 days times multiplied to the social media platforms. So you've got to, don't worry about doing the maths in your head. I'm going to get to the figure at the end in a second. So 1 times 30 times 5 social platforms. Okay. That's multiplied again by the staff and people in your company and your company profile. So 5 people in the company plus the company page. Okay. That adds up to 900 impressions in 1 month from just 30 posts promoting one call to action PDF. Now, LinkedIn allows you to post 20 times a day. So combined, it would achieve 18,000 impressions. That's 5 members of staff plus the company page. And if you had 16 in total, scary. 48,000 impressions in 1 month. Because it means one profile can have up to 600 pre-prepared graphics or assets. Just like that. And the reason you do it this way round is because, and so on, is because, with that many posts, is because neither you nor I could ever guess when our prospects are scrolling social media. So we just got to make sure that we're there every day, right? It makes sense. So this first part is absolutely set and forget. We've had ours up for months. You chop and change, have multiple different libraries. So we broadcast 4 live shows, which you probably know. And each month, we turn those live shows into 90 YouTube shorts. At the moment, we've got 480 posts going out. Yeah. So over the past 4 weeks, they've generated 24,000 impressions and 700 engagements. Just with a couple of channels. You got to process this. That's 1 month. So I could just leave this. The multiple posts go every month. Don't touch them. Don't have to do anything. And then we've just got the impressions that we get, and however it gets, you choose to get it scheduled regarding your shorts, because we do the videos and then get them clipped up. So we get our messaging out there. It is beyond spectacular and it's not done. It's just not done. And it's I can only, I suppose I can only, I only think I know why, I just don't want to say it. B2B marketing is a restricted environment. Is it lazy? Probably not. I think it's the do what you've always done and you get what you've always got. Nobody's jumping up and down. Nobody's getting fired, apart from CMOs do get short shrift in a way, because I think the average employ of a CMO is normally about 18 months. Promise the earth doesn't happen, get someone else in. So you've got to kind of think about this explosive scale that we're talking about, and that's just to do with social media posting. And that was using 5 platforms. There are 10. Yeah, there are 10. So the next thing we've got to look at email, because that's the second part of the whole. So if we look at the social is first, email is second. And so, I'm pretty sure you should have a prospect database that aligns with your total addressable market based upon their SIC codes and postcodes and so on. And if you haven't got one, you need to go and get one as soon as possible, because you should have one. And it should be part and parcel of your CRM. But emails are sent out once a week to update your market about products, downloads, and the live shows. Then we've got the banners. So in conjunction with the emails, the third part is what we call SX banner. But the banners are displayed to the matched audience of your email database, the one like I just mentioned. So your total addressable market sees the emails once a week, sees the banners on their news feeds, and all these 3 things enable you to absolutely explode your visibility. It's like, but the imagery starts pattern recognition and not pattern fatigue, because the emails and banner images always have different pictures on them. But it doesn't stop there. The numbers are pretty staggering. And all it needs is for you to be aware of it. Because once you know, you know. Yeah, you can't. It's like, oh no, he's told me this. You can't go back. But there's a bit of a. I'm not going to call it a problem, but you got to be aware of this. There's the caveat that people don't talk about, and with all that work, you think you'd just be a matter of sitting back and waiting for all the leads to come in. But you'd be wrong, because there are different stages that we as CEOs go through. Yeah. So you could say. I suppose you could say there's like an unspoken filter that goes on within our businesses. And so the first thing is discovery. Us buyers, us CEOs, or your prospects start to see something different. So we just observe. Yeah, we might open a PDF. We might have a look if we don't have to give our details. We might scan some sections, read an exec summary. Might even visit your website. And then there's month 2. You've got the intellectual curiosity starts to build. We start thinking, it's quite good. I'll watch it again, read it some more or whatever. Might even watch a live stream. Oops, wrong one. Might even watch a live stream. Revisit the website, check out their profile, their LinkedIn profile. We start doing some internal comparisons. Because some CEOs begin comparing with what you're saying with their own, what's going on in their own organisation. They're asking themselves questions like, well, why is this happening? Or why is that happening? So then you've got month 4. It could be month 10. So you've got this like silent shortlisting. So it's not about you, but it's about the direction of thinking they now agree with. And then they're looking to find out now internally who's got the same mindset as they've got. But they still won't contact you. We still won't contact you. Not yet. And then there's stage 5, which is like the integral trigger. Something happens. It could be to do with people. Something happens happen to the business, something financial happens, who knows? But something happens, and that forces a business to do something. And this is where sales gets kind of the sales stages gets triggered. You've seen this before. This is the chevrons across the top. The typical sales stages. But this change could be simply something to do with their mission and strategy, which is on the left, the triangle on the left, pyramid on the left. Or it could be that point where that dotted line is across the middle, which is where education and learning transitions into buying. And that is this bit here. Let's get the old laser pointer out. This bit here, that's where it all kicks off. That's what does everything. Because around here this is your sales, this is your BDRs. Your BDRs are trying to find someone here at this point. Are you looking to buy X, Y, Z? And they won't talk to you because they've been learning from someone else. And that's the reason why telesales, cold calling, BDRs and so on, has got a 300 or 400 to 1 success rate. Because they're trying to find, I think that, they are the odds, it's 400 to 1, to find someone that's in the market at the time along that line. And the rest of that diagram shows the typical sales stages that salespeople use, especially in ABM. And like I mentioned there, silent engagement. We are doing stuff that because we want to self-serve, self-educate, and remain anonymous. But the other part is 86% of the journey, the buying journey, is done without communicating with the salesperson. We all know that. So if 86% is on one side, if you look at the bottom of this graph, we've got right the way across here. If you think your sales stages is 9 months, it means that the silent process is up to 5 years. But then up to 5 years, that fits in with strategy. Fancy that. So what we're doing is we're fitting everything almost kind of neatly into these different boxes and joining these strands and bringing them all together. And that's where that's when the buyer gets to that point of stage 6, when they actually contact your organisation and say, I've been watching or reading or doing what for a while now. I can have a chat with someone. And that's how it is. It's always been that way. Because sales, how many times have I heard this? Sales has always been a numbers game. It's never changed. Never will. And the problem is that B2B companies have spent the past 20 years measuring, I say, the wrong numbers. And most firms measure the activity inside the pipeline. And they track cold calls and leads and open emails, CRM stages, yeah? But very few organisations measure the most important number of all, which is how much of their total addressable market can actually see them.